Good afternoon, all. Let's give our colleagues a couple of minutes to make the initial introductions. Good afternoon for all that you are joining us now. We will give a couple of minutes to our other colleagues to join the dissertation before we do the initial introductions. Well, good evening all. Thanks so much for joining us in this final day of our CT webinar. We really appreciate your time to being with us, with Mr. Magalhães, Mr. Winsey, and myself. We at Global Medica remain extremely committed to the continual formation of our customers. And in this occasion, and in this last day of our 4-day course, we will be discussing CT reconstruction advanced workstation. Mr. Rafael, who has been an application specialist for the past 11 years, is also a biomedical scientist and radiologist with more than 15 years of experience in the field. Rafael will be discussing today in a live manner angiography, abdomen, cardio, carotid, and colonoscopy reconstruction in the advanced workstation. Kindly remember that the dissertation will expand for approximately 45 minutes, so we can leave a quarter of an hour, 15 minutes, for live questions and answers. Joseph will open the mic for whomever wants, and we can ask and discuss in a live manner with Rafael. So again, thank you so much. And please, let's begin. Rafael. is all yours.
Thank you, Alex. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here with us, joining with us for this last day of webinar that we had this week. So today we're going to talk about TT reconstruction, advanced workstation, the AW, and we're gonna, through these topics, gonna see some Vessel IQ Express, one of the features of vascular solution of General Electric, Autobone Express, Cardio IQ Express, and colonoscopy or colon VCAR. Okay, so just to remember what Autobone and Vessel IQ Express, what we can expect for these softwares. So the highlights for Autobone and Vessel IQ Express, the zero-click bone segmentation for head, neck, and other anatomy. We're gonna see automated real-time fast tracking for our vasculature. Here you can find the automated detection of aorta and iliacs with auto-labeling of vessels. And here you can perform vessel analysis for any 3D or reformatted image with 1 or 2 clicks. Also, we can see thrombus detection with measurements and comparison over time. We can see for Cardio IQ Express, a non-invasive alternative to help in diagnosis of coronary artery disease. So this tool simplifies workflow, extract, render, and display 2D and 3D coronary vasculature, 3 images with 1 click, automatic vessel tracking. And here we can measure coronary artery vessels to include stenosis, densities of stenosis, and length of stenotic area. So I would like to start with sharing my screen, and I will use the AW virtual machine. Let me turn it on here. Okay. First, can you hear me good in this time?
Yeah.
I can hear perfect, Rafael.
Okay.
We're not seeing the screen yet. Okay, it's okay now.
All right, so I'd like to start talking about Vessel IQ, and I will use a aorta study, abdominal aorta study. So it's very simple to use. All things that you have to do is to open the AW and search for the study you want, and then select the series you want, and just click on, in this case, Vessel IQ. So here, we're gonna go through this preset that's abdominal analysis. Just 1 click here, and here we're gonna start, okay? So General Electric has improved, always has improving the algorithm for reconstructions for the workstation, right? So in this case of Vessel IQ, we can consider that we have a very good vessel labeling and vessel identification by the system. So, and it is improving by General Electric during many years. And with this last version, it had improved a lot. So you see, you just have to open the study. Automatically, the system identifies what is aorta, what is a renal, right renal artery, where is the celiac trunk, the mesenteric, the superior mesenteric artery. So all this is done automatically. You have to do nothing. So you just open the study, automatically the system identifies it. But important to understand that the system work in appropriate ways or in a good way, you have to have or done a very good study, okay? So because of this, we had for these prior days, we have refreshed some protocols, angel protocols. It's important to acquire a good study to acquire a good system and software performance. Okay, so in this case, I just open the abdominal aorta study and automatically we have the vessel labeling here. And just what I have to do now is to click next. Then we can go to the vessel analysis. Okay, so General Electric has some specific tools. There is always available as, how can I say this? Available as default for the system, okay? So you don't have to pay, for example, to have an aneurysm segmentation. If you have a AW, by default, you're gonna have this tool, okay? So in this case, for vessel analysis, you're gonna through stenosis analysis and aneurysm analysis and color code vessel analysis as well and thrombus. So these features are always by default on these AW systems. So let's start to review how could we could identify a stenosis here. So we automatically define the vessels. So we have here a list of vessels that the system had identified. So I will start with the left external iliac vessel. And in this case, I would like to do a stenosis measurement. Okay, so just click here. So let's imagine that we have a stenosis in this point, okay? Just to show you the feature. So I will click, giving a proximal reference and clicking again to give you a distal reference. Then automatically, we're gonna have the stenosis percentage. So just clicking twice, identifying the lesion. So you have the proximal reference and distal reference. We have the automatically information about the stenosis percentile, okay? So, sorry, in this case, it's very simple to use stenosis. So just again, so repeat here, I will delete. So stenosis, let's see, for example, let's imagine this is other lesion. In this case, just 90% because there is no stenosis here. So just using a simple tool and with 2 clicks, you have the stenosis measurement, okay, automatically. Other feature that is important to understand that we have here in IQ, vessel IQ. I will work with, this time with the left external iliac vessel. Oh, sorry, right, okay. So here we can see the aneurysm, okay? So how can I measure this aneurysm? So it's very simple as well. You just click on aneurysm. Again, the same way, you just proximal and distal reference of the aneurysm that you have the mean of diameter of this aneurysm. So always very simple to use. Just 1 or 2 clicks, you have all the information that you need. Okay, so I would like to show you now this specific color ID tool. You will not find this easily on other vendors because some vendors did not develop yet this tool. And as I said, this is a tool that is by default on General Electric AW systems. So how can we use it? So if you go to color ID and segment a region of your vessel, for example, from here to here, the system will color code your segmented vessel. Here you can identify calcifications. You can identify some calcified plaques or fat plaques, okay? So it's very easy to do and very easy to understand. So it gives you a color code with specific thresholds and color code the vessel that you segmented. So you're gonna have the information about this vessel. So look here that we have, for example, here we have a calcified plaque. So you see this is green, okay? Oh, sorry, this is red, okay? So very simple to use as well. Just select the vessel you want to segment and the system will give you a color map of this segmented vessel, okay? And here in Vessel IQ, we can as well to extract, in this case we have thrombus. So I'd like to extract this thrombus. So sometimes it's very difficult to extract it, the thrombus. So with this feature, thrombus, we could just click here. And now you have to accurately segment this thrombus. So I would just click here, add a new boundary. Let me resize this screen. So first, you have to add a new boundary, identify the thrombus. You have to be, so just click here and do the first segmentation. Then you have to add a new one. You have to have a minimum of 3 boundaries segmented to extract this thrombus, okay? So let's do another one. So I move it and I found another position of the thrombus, then segment it again. Let's do one more boundary. So we just move here. Let's try this point. Okay. So when we finish, we can extract the thrombus. Okay, so just click extract thrombus. Then here automatically, the system will find the thrombus, give you the max diameter and the volume of this thrombus and do a reconstruction for you, a 3D reconstruction for you. So very easy to use, very simple to use. With 3 segmentations, you can find and create a thrombus. Okay, so that's the main features that we have here in Vessel IQ. And of course, if you want to have a VR, a 3D reconstruction, colored 3D reconstruction, you can just click here in this image. So with the right button, let's restore this volume. So here we have the 3D image, so we can go to VR and we can select a lot of different presets for 3D reconstruction. Okay, so we have abdomen presets, head presets, all anatomy presets. So we can find one that I agree and it's good for me, then I can apply it. And a very interesting tool for General Electric for nowadays reconstruction, 3D reconstruction volume rendering. It's, I don't know if you already have the possibility to see this feature. It's so-called the volume illumination, okay? So look for this 3D image. Now I will change for volume illumination. Can you see any difference? See, it's more real image. It's more like it's like a real body on the screen. Okay. So it's another way to reconstruct image for 3D images or volume rendering images. It's using this tool, the volume illumination. I will try to change here for, let me change the preset. So let's see this one. No.
This volume illumination is part of the vessel IQ.
Yes.
Okay.
It's part of Vessel IQ. It's in Vessel IQ, right? We are using Vessel IQ Express. Okay.
Looks like an anatomy textbook. Beautiful.
Look, it's like a human body on the screen, right? So it's impressionant. Look at this. You see the muscles, you see the bone. So very interesting too. Okay. And for vascular, it's look very, very beautiful. Okay. So here in Autobone Express, we can just do vessel analysis as fast as we can, just with some clicks. And we can do the Autobone removal or Autobone Express automatically. Just open the Vessel IQ Express. You may notice that when you open the Autobone Express or the Vessel IQ Express, the first thing the system did was remove the bone. So here we have the Autobone Express. So automatically, you just open the study, the Autobone Express is activated, and automatically you're gonna have only the angel study here without bone. If I change here for VR, for volume rendering, look for this part of the screen, we have the transparent bone. As we use Autobone Express, we just click on transparent bones, and we're gonna have the vessel and the extracted bone on the background. So in here we can manage this transparency of the bone. So we can put 70%, for example, that we can see the bone. So if I put here 10% or 15%, you can see that it's transparent. So we can manage the transparency of this bone. Very simple, just open, just some clicks, just accessing the tools. You can just, with some clicks, do it so fast. Okay. That's the Vessel IQ Express that I'd like to show you, right? So I will show you Autobone Express and Vessel IQ Express again, now using carotid studies or carotid and circle of Willis study. I will just close here. Then let's see this case, carotid vessel IQ. So in this case, I just have to select the vascular series, and let's click to Autobone. So you have some presets displayed here. So very important, if you are a GE user, remember that if you are trying to analyze head or neck studies, try to select the appropriate display or preset, okay? because there are many different algorithms developed for each body region. So if we are talking about head, always click in head or head and neck studies, okay? So let's click here in Autobone Express for neck. And look how difficult it is to have a no bone vessel, a no bone study. Did you see? Nothing. There is no difficulty to have this. You just open the study, the system identifies the bone and remove it. That's the Autobone Express. It is like a tool that is into the Vessel IQ or Cardio IQ Express. But if we click on Autobone Express, we go directly to this point with no bone, only with the vessel. And sometimes you may need to select the vessel by yourself. So you want to select a specific vessel to analyze. You don't want to have this automatically by the system. So if you click in Autobone Express and do this, I just would change for volume rendering, okay? And here we have a tool that is two-click AVA, okay? So let's give a start point here and a final point like here, okay? And you see, with 2 clicks, the system automatically identifies the vessel that we selected. So look here, we can change the position, we can see this curved image and see the carotids. And here we have the same tools that we had as previously demonstrated in Vessel IQ. So we have the stenosis, aneurysm, and color ID. Also, you have the classic measurement tools as distance, ROI, marker, you have all of this. So see, it's very easy as well. Even for a head and neck studies, if you want to do this automatically, you can by using Vessel IQ Express, or if you want to do this manually, you can just open Autobone Express and segment the vessel you want, and they perform with your measurement. So let's see, for example, let's do a demonstration of this point of, it's like an stenosis here. So above. So we're gonna have these 2 reference points. Then we have mean of this diameter, 11, no, it's 18.4, okay? So the same way that we did for the aorta, abdominal aorta study, we can as well to do the color ID. So here from here to here, and look, we can have this vessel color coding. And notice that if you want to change these values, you can change as well. You just have to press with the scroll button of the mouse and just move it, and you can do a specific thresholds you want to analyze this vessel. This is not a quantitative analysis, but qualitative analysis. So just for you see and understand what is vessel, what is calcification, what is soft plaque, right? So we just talking about, so Autobone Express and Vessel IQ Express. Very similar tools. Actually, Autobone is into the Vessel IQ, so you can do it separately and can analyze your vessels manually. If you click in Autobone, if you click in Vessel IQ Express, the system will do everything automatically. Okay. All right. So next case now, I'd like to show you a cardiac study, right? So let me find here. Let's try this one. Cardiac coronary disease. We're gonna see that the Cardio IQ Express, the software that you're gonna use here, it's very similar to the Vessel IQ Express. So here you can find some specific tools for cardiac study. But generally, the basic tools like stenosis, like diameter or plaque, we can have the same here in Cardio IQ Express. So I just open the series I want to evaluate and click in auto coronary analysis. So let's wait a minute. As I said for you, this is a virtual machine. It's not a standalone workstation. So look, the same of Vessel IQ. In this case, the system automatically found all the cardiac vessels, all the coronary vessels here. Okay. I have to do nothing here. Just have to open the system automatically find the vessel and labeling it. And of course I have to check, all right? So if everything is okay, I just go to the next point to start my evaluation. And remember that we had the stenosis, the color ID, that is the same feature, but the name is plaque ID. And here we don't have the aneurysm, of course, because we will not use the aneurysm measurement for coronaries. Okay, so you see, very simple. Just open the study, automatically vessel labeling, go to the next point, then you're gonna have the possibility to evaluate it again. And look, the very same tools for stenosis. You have to select 2 points to analyze it. And the plaque ID, it's a little bit different, but have the same concept. So if you click here in plaque ID, let's try to find from this point to this one. So see, you have the very same concepts, but you have 3 colors threshold here. You can improve or can change your threshold to improve your visualization for the vessel. Let me try to resize this part. Okay, so look, here we have a calcified lesion. So this is yellow, it's more than 600 Housefield unit, okay? Here we have, let's see, this threshold is for plaque 2. So we have some plaques here. There is a threshold from 115 to 600. And we have the blue plaque. That's a soft plaque as well. So the same way, you don't quantify here, but it's qualitative. You can see fast if you have a calcification, soft plaque, in a simple way to use. Just doing some clicks and just open the tool, you can find it. Okay. There are also very, very good tools here in Cardio IQ Express. I'd like to show you. Let's see this cardiac reformat. So cardiac reformat is the classical way to analyze coronary. Some doctors don't use the stenosis or plaque tools just use this way just to see the vessel, go through the vessel, understand and do some manual measurements, things like that. So here I'd like to show you a IVUS feature. Here with this is like a color map specific to find some calcified plaques, okay? So I will click here in IVUS. Let me resize it. So let's try to search or find the right coronary artery. Look. This is a white marker, okay? So everything you see in black, it's the vessel. And you see in white, it's the calcified plaque. So it's good to show you and to demonstrate you the size of the plaque. If it is in the vessel, it's out of the vessel. So very interesting too. That's the IVUS, okay? This is only in Cardio IQ Express. This is specific for Cardio IQ Express. Very interesting too. The other interesting tool, exclusive for cardio, is perfusion. Okay, so if I click here in perfusion, we're gonna have a myocard map with some information here. The myocardial mass, the hypodense mass, then we're gonna have the myocardial mean density, the same for the hypodensity, all right? And how can we understand this? The red one is the normal tissue that we've considered for this study. And the blue one is the hypodense tissue. So notice this is not the dynamic perfusion CT for cardiac studies, all right? So we just do a coronary CTA, and with this first pass coronary CTA, we're gonna have some information about myocardial, okay? So you can analyze this, only use the first pass CTA, coronary CTA, okay? You don't do a lot of different scans in different times to analyze this perfusion. It's just a perfusion, just an analysis of myocardial tissue with only one CTA acquired, only one coronary CTA acquired. Okay, the system only identifies the myocardial automatically and gives you the density of this myocard and localize for you the possible hypodense tissue, okay? But it's a very interesting tool. You don't find this tool is in many other vendors, right? So it's like exclusive for General Electric to measure this, okay? So let's see coronary tree here in cardiac system. So here in Cardiac Q Express, we have the possibility to see the coronary tree. And something that I'd like to show you is we have this heart and the coronary tree, and sometimes we have to cut some parts of the heart that we don't want to have on our reconstruction, parts of the heart or liver parts that stays here after a CTA acquisition. So generally we do this, right? So we go to Scalpel and do some cuts here in things that we don't want. Give a double click. We click here as well to eliminate this part that we don't want. But sometimes may be a concern. If I cut here, I can cut the coronary, right? So let's do it. Let's do how the system behaves if I do it. So I will cut this point, and we're probably gonna have a coronary artery and aorta cut here. Sorry. Here. And do we have a problem? Could be, but here we have this option. We can just select this cube icon that is select. Then we can merge the both. So we can put the heart and merge and drag and drop to a coronary tree view. So we don't lose the vessels, and we can edit the heart with no problem. Okay? So very interesting too as well, and very easy to perform heart segmentation, or if you want to exclude some area that you don't want of the heart, so you can cut and just merge with the coronary tree. And here you can also do the transparency. Okay. The same for the coronary tree. And we can do also apply volume illumination. Okay. So look, this is like we have the heart in our hands here. So it's like a real heart. It's very interesting. So let's compare with this VR, the classic VR, the VR custom-made and change it for volume illumination. Look, it's impressionant. Very beautiful reconstruction. Right? So as we could see, CardioQ Express has the same features or tools when we talk about vascular analysis as Vessel IQ, but we have some specifics tools for cardio here, like IVUS, like perfusion, okay? And so, and we have for all of these, the possibility to have the volume illumination reconstruction, okay? Very, very, very beautiful image here for a heart study, right? So, one more thing that I'd like to show you regarding cardio would be the cardiac function. Here in AW, we are able to do the cardiac function. So it's very easy. Just open the study and then you have a cardiac function. So you click in cardiac function. Let's click here to select the series. Go to Cardiac Express. And we have the out ejection fraction here. Just click OK. In this case, we have to select more than one series, right? To do an injection fraction, we have to have in a minimum 10 series with difference of 10% or 5% between the series. Okay, so that's it. You open and you have the auto ejection fraction study done for you. The system will give you all this automatic information like a stroke volume, ejection fraction, cardiac output, end systole volume and diastole volume. Okay, so cardiac mass. Okay, so it's just click here, you're gonna have the calculation here, you have to put the height and weight to calculate the myocardial mass index if you want. So the same for BSI and BMI, right? So automatically the system will give you the ejection fraction just with one click. And here you can just click in scene mode and you can see the heart moving, right? Through the phases that we have. So notice that we have here all these phases to perform a correct ejection fraction study, right? We have also myocardium analysis that we have the buoys and all of this information here as well. Just with one click, very simple and easy to use. Okay, so that's what I would like to show you regarding cardiac. So coronary analysis and cardiac function analysis. Very simple to use, very fast to use, with a very beautiful volume rendering reconstruction. So that's, I think that we cover everything about vascular. We're talking about autobone, vessel IQ Express, and cardio IQ Express. And also we're talking about the into the cardiac study. We talked about the last two that we have. So now, I don't know, do you want to see, I have here a other case for runoff. I think it is interesting to have this image. Before we go to the column, let's see how vascular or vessel IQ Express performed this study for runoff studies. So let's just click here and vessel IQ. So in this case, we have to search for the lower limbs here, then lower extremity details analysis. So let's click here. So the system is working. So look, for so fast reconstruction for vessels without bone, for this interesting study of runoff. Okay, so first we had used the Autobone Express. So we just click on Autobone Express and we just have this 3D image without bone. Now we have the VR. Let's move here and let's try to use this volume illumination. And let's change the VR preset for this one. Or see, yes. It's a little bit slow because as I said for you, this is not a standalone workstation. This is a virtual machine. So we have a server in India and other server in US. So sometimes could be slow to reconstruct images. So it's a very big acquisition, right? So a lot of information and a lot of images here, but I think it's clear, no? That we can have a good virtual volume rendering using the classic volume rendering, but we have a very good volume illumination reconstruction as well, which give me a very interesting 3D reconstruction for vascular studies. It's very, very slow now. So I'll try to close this and open again. See that it works better. So let's try one more time, and the last time. Then we jump for colonoscopy. I think it's faster now. Let's see. So in this case, I'd like to do 2 clicks AVA. So I would click here and click here. No, it's very slow here. Yeah, but we got it. So see, we have the vessel here with 2 points from the descending aorta to the feet. In 2 clicks, we have the possibility to have the vessel, all vessel here. And we can do a para-axial images and go through these para-axial images and analyze the vessel in this side. And we have automatic diameter, minimal diameter, and maximal diameter for this point with 2 clicks.
Rafael, excuse me. We should be entering our Q&A soon, please.
Okay. Just finish now.
Okay.
The last thing that I would like to show you is the column, all right? It's very fast to understand column VCAR. You just open. You have to do a prone and supine study, okay? The system automatically identifies the column, reconstructs it, and we can go through the column, okay? Here we can just change the color. And if you press F, you can go through the column, okay? If you click here in DCA, just click here in DCA, you will find if you have some polyps, the system will find automatically all those polyps, okay? So another very interesting, automatically you just have to click open and navigate into the column, okay? So now we can go to the Q&A session as we just show everything that we have to show.
Fantastic. So anyone that wishes to make questions to Rafael, either write it in the Q&A icon on the bottom of your screen, or if you want, we can open the mic for you and you can talk to Rafael directly.
Okay, there's a comment regarding about lectures and if they can be available for replay. I don't know if you're seeing the screen right now or Alex. If anyone wants to have access to all the recorded versions, you can write direct to Alex Hernandez. You can follow also on our webpage and social medias, and we will have more information coming in for that.
Also, Mr. Noel, I just sent you in the chat the links for the past 3 days, and we should have available this day next week.
Before we wrap up, and I think one of the things that I think is amazing is the possibility of the power of reconstruction, you know, and it really has been improved, and I believe that the world is more now software than hardware. We wanted to actually have a final poll, and maybe you can take a little bit, some minutes before you leave, or we end up this webinar course, just to hear your thoughts about how we rate the content of the webinar. We are always doing courses, and there are future webinars coming in, and we just want to know which will be more of your interest. And if this format do you find this format appropriately? Like we can do 1 hour at the end of the day. It could be 1 hour in the afternoons, or maybe just on a weekend, on a Saturday, we can just go and try to do like a 3 or 4 hour webinar course. So if you can take a little bit of time and just reply to this, it would be great. These are anonymous, so your opinion is really important for us, and we can actually maybe get a little bit of feedback on your side. We're just gonna give it maybe a couple more couple of seconds more. Still people replying. All right. Okay, so just to give you an idea, Rafael probably more than half, or I would say the great majority, has rated you as a good and excellent, which is very, very important for us to have your positive feedback. We really appreciate that. I believe ultrasound is the #1 driver. We will look into that. We are providing ultrasound webinars currently. So there's also, as you see, there's a lot of needs for injector and contrast media. Usually, I think we always look into the side of the CT scanner, but we still are missing a component, which is actually the injector, and the operator needs to actually dominate the use of the injector. So we have some courses on that. We can actually set up this in the future. CT perfusion, CT colon, and then ultrasound. And then it seems like this format has been probably working. Maybe we can put it from Monday to Thursday instead of Tuesday to Friday, which sometimes Friday is a little bit hard to get people. So I think that's important, and thank you very much for your feedback. So before closing in, well, we really appreciate your time and interest in investing in your knowledge. And we really appreciate Rafael to take this time to really support the Caribbean education program. So I really thank you for providing us with your knowledge too.
Joseph,
yes.
me. There's one last question from Miss Zogo. What phases are best for ejection fraction? Maybe Rafael can answer.
Hello, Susan. How are you? Thank you for the question. I would recommend you to have from 5% to 95% with a 5% of increment between those phases. Okay. Then if we have this information and give it to the system will be more accurately to identify the ejective fraction, the end of systole and end of diastole. Okay. Hope it helps.
Okay. Anyone? Okay, great. If anyone would like to actually address or have a direct conversation, anyone can raise their hand and with the app, and we can allow you to unmute you if that's okay.
I don't know if I can share my screen to give my contact.
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Yes. Just thank you for everyone for listening me for these days. It was a pleasure to be with you. Hopefully we can meet in person, not for webinar only. So I'd like to show you my contacts now. If you need something, any help you need. I don't know why I'm not. No, yes. Okay. So here, my contacts, my email, the social media address, and the G Healthcare Education. You can find a lot of information of education for a lot of different modalities. If you need something, some help, if you need some material, please reach out on me. This is my email. I will have pleasure to help you in all of your needs.
Great. I think there's another. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, people. We wish you an excellent weekend. I hope you had increased just a little bit of more of your knowledge for providing great radiology images and great healthcare service to your patients. So Alex, maybe you want to wrap it up?
Yes, just following up with your comments. Again, thanks so much for your assistance. We, Global Medica, really appreciate your time this past 4 days. We remain committed to the continual formation of our customers. So just be aware that we will be doing more of these in the future. Thanks so much again, and have a good evening and a good weekend. See you later. Bye-bye.